district had asked motion in the district community that the tribal council close Sacred Stone Camp. So we had a discussion yesterday, and Councilman Robert Taken made the motion, just ratifying what the Cannibal District wanted. There was a lot of discussion about it yesterday, and we needed to visit with the camp about the concerns and issues that we see. And right now, because of the weather, the tribe has been focusing all its resources on trying to open up roads for our membership. We have 2.3 million acres, we have 12 communities, we have 6,000 members, we have houses spread apart, and this winter has been extremely difficult on our transportation program, our roads program, road maintenance program. We've been experiencing a lot of equipment breakdowns, and with this, what we also see is the risk of a flood taking place on the Cannibal River. So that's what we wanted to visit with. Because of this risk of the flood, we're concerned about what's going to be left at the camp, at Rosebud Camp, Oceti Sakowin Camp, and I visited with LaDonna yesterday, the lower part of the Sacred Stone Camp. A lot of the waste or the trash is going to be in the river when a flood comes. And we had a flood in 2013 where the whole area was inundated with floodwaters. So we know that's a real risk today because of the amount of snow that we're experiencing. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that none of that waste gets into the Missouri River, and we wanted to visit with the Cannibal people that are camping in the community of Cannibal on Oceti Sakowin. I think the name has changed, Sacred Stone, and I'm glad Donna's here. I'm glad Chase is here. I'm not sure who the spokespeople are. I'm not sure who the camp leaders are. But we just need to address these concerns that we have and do something about it before it becomes a problem. So I'm going to ask Chase if he wants to come up. And this is something that the tribal council passed. I'll ask Chase and LaDonna to come up. If you don't know who we are, I'll go left, right, and then the tribal council wants to make any comments we can. This is not a formal meeting. We asked for an informal meeting with the camp leaders just to discuss some of the things that we are concerned about today. So to my right, I have 42 Bearskis from the Cannibal District. Charles Walker lives in McLaughlin. He's a councilman at large. Caroline Thompson is a representative from Rock Creek District, which is in Bullhead, South Dakota. Pat Harrison is a councilman at large from 48, lives in 48. Joe Dunn is a councilman from Long Soldier, represents Long Soldier District, which is 48. To my left, I have Frank Whitebull. He's a councilman from Kennel District. Mike Faith is a representative at large. He lives north between 48 and Cannibal. Paul Archambault is a councilman from Rock Creek, but he's at large. And then Kenny Many Wounds is sitting in Dwayne Claymore's seat, but he's been kind of helping the tribe with public affairs, with law enforcement, and just trying to address some of the concerns. I know there's been a lot of gayoppy, what we call gayoppy rumors, that this council is corrupt, this council is taking money, that I have a house in Florida, I have a house in Bismarck. All of these things are not true. From the beginning, the tribal council has never solicited money, never has solicited resources, but there's been a lot of tribal organizations, individuals who want to give, and they don't know how to, but they want to give to the tribe. And so we were forced to make a vehicle available, and we had a GoFundMe account set up, not GoFundMe, a PayPal set up on our website. That bogged down our whole internet system here, Tribe, for a tribal program, so we established a website called StandWithStandingRock.net, and that was served two purposes: to inform people on what the tribe is doing, and also to receive donations if people wanted to donate to the tribe, because there's over 10,000 GoFundMe accounts, and they don't know which one is legitimate. They don't know what it is. So since that time, this council, all we've done was set the parameters on how those sources will be used. That's all. We never touched the money, never messed with any donations, but we just set the parameters. And from the beginning, we said we need to use the resources for our legal battle because we're in court. And I'll tell you, we have umpteen experts who know how to win this fight. And we have to go through and screen every proposal that comes forward. So we're trying to do the best we can, and we use the funds for legal resources, and we also, that was the first motion by this tribal council. Whenever donations, because we had this problem where people wanted to give money to the tribe, what are we going to do if we receive money with that? So this council took action and said we're going to use that for our legal battle and for expert witnesses. We need expert. Then the next motion that came about was we have a problem. That problem is at the camp. There is a waste management problem. There's porta potties, and we were paying for over 100 porta potties at one time, and so that it was using our tribal resources from our Environmental Protection Agency program, and they ran out of money fast. So we said we need to take action to help with waste management. And that included the roll-off dumpsters and porta potties, and we continue to try to find a way to manage that waste because it's an environmental concern for us. And as the weather was getting colder, we knew we had to try to do something else. So we worked with Robbie and we worked with Patricia Arquette to try to find an alternative because porta potties were not something that could be maintained in this extreme cold weather. The other directive, we know this tribe, with the limited resources before everything started, set aside some $500,000. With the $500,000, we developed a budget on how to fight this pipeline. So with that $500,000, we put expense line items, and we said this is how we're going to use these resources. So, and that was to fight this cause. And so when the donations start coming in, we said not only are we going to use it for legal battle, but if there's a line item that's running short, we need to allocate some donations for that. So we're not sitting around taking any donation money. But when the money comes to the tribe, when there's any money that comes to the tribe, whether it's from a federal grant, or from a state organization, or from private organization, this body is responsible and accountable for the membership that it represents. Be fiscally responsible. So we've always been transparent with whatever resources come to the tribe. We have monthly meetings, and we have the individual who's managing the funds give us an update on where the funds are, how much is coming in, how much is spent. We don't spend it now. This has been a beautiful cause, beautiful event, something historic that has happened. And I have to say that I'm thankful, and I appreciate everybody who came in support, who stood us standing up, who wrote letters of support, who passed, other tribes passed resolutions to commit to this cause. And it's been something that Indian country will remember for centuries. Something that happened, and it's something that I didn't do, the tribal council didn't do, but it was something that collectively everyone stood up and said we need to build awareness about what this government is doing. And it was an initiative that was brought on by our youth. So when we stood up with our youth, it created something beautiful, and it was with peace and prayer from the beginning. So today, what we see is, I see the tribe and everybody who has been a part of this house with something historic that's going to be long lasting, and that's a win for us, a huge win. Regardless of what happens, I know that Indian country will be looked at every time there's an infrastructure project, whether it's with a bridge, with a pipeline, with a road, whatever. If it's adjacent or near Indian country, we're changing history. We're also trying to change the policies and the procedures, and we're still doing this. We've been asking for, from the beginning in the environmental impact statement, we've been asking for a reroute to get off of treaty lands, and we've been asking for a denial of the easement, the last thing that's coordinated. And that was what was given to us, and I understand that there's a possibility that the new administration can reverse that. But when it comes to these infrastructure projects, the consultation of tribes is going to change. When it comes to infrastructure projects, the perception that they can no longer just roll over tribes in this nation. So that's a huge win for all of Indian country. That's a significant. That's something great. But there's a cost to it, and it's costing. For that benefit, there's a cost, and it's costing our membership, and that's what people don't understand. There's a huge cost to it, and that cost, and what our responsibility is to look after this body. We're elected. You can call us colonized if you want, but that's what the system is that we've been dealt with, and we've been elected by members of this tribe to take care of it. And what we're experiencing is a huge drop in resources that help maintain this tribe. So what our purpose is to make sure that stays in place, and the cost that this benefit brought to Indian country is being paid for by not me or this council or by anybody else but our membership. They're the ones that are going to be impacted, and it's going to be impacted for a long time. And so we have to make decisions on the cost of this battle, the cost of what we're doing, and the resources that come to this tribe, how we balance this so that the cost and the needs are met of our membership. So that's what this is. That's what we've been trying to deal with, along with trying to get Highway 1806 open. Highway 1806, there's a bridge there that is impacting our economy, impacting our membership, that's impacting our emergency services. And we've been working with. Now I know there's again GAOP that I signed contracts with Martin County. I'm working with the Corps. I'm working with the company. That's not true. From the beginning, this tribe and myself has been trying to stop this pipeline. Why would? And there's no reason. If you knew me, if you knew this council individually, you know that would never happen. But if you know Facebook, you'll believe anything. So that's not. We're not getting any agreements. I never had any concessions. I never did any. What do you call it? Negotiations with companies, with state, with the Corps of Engineers. That never happened. From the beginning, we've been trying to stop this thing. We started this fight. We're not going to give in, and we're going to continue to do that, regardless of what. And so we have what we're trying to work on is the EIS, trying to get involved in cooperative agency in the EIS. EIS, trying to get that EIS even published in the Federal Reserve. We've been trying to get companies to divest in the project, and we're continuing to do all that stuff. We're all the geography, the rumors. What it does is it split, starts to create division, and it's there's a word that comes to mind all the time. It's imploding. We're imploding. We're fighting each other. That's the best way, easiest way to conquer anyone is create division and fight amongst themselves. From the beginning, we've been always concerned about people's health, safety. And what we see is a huge risk. Now, we've also been concerned about the environment. This whole thing is about protecting the water. But what we're going to see, what we're going to witness if we don't do something about it, and if we know it's coming, we're going to see contaminating the river, the debris that's on the river, on the floodplain. So that's what we wanted to sit down and visit with the camp leaders about, and I'm not sure who they are. I understand it changes a lot. So if there's any questions, maybe I could let go now. Cody's district is the one who passed the motion. I can let council go through council if they want to share anything. If they don't want to share anything, that's fine. But we're going to have to come up with a plan, and that's why I wanted to call this meeting. We have to come up with a plan to get people off the floodplain, get people out of that area so that we can clean it, and we want to do that. We want to find ways to make sure that there's no debris, no waste left, because when that flood comes, and I have some pictures that I took personally in 2013 of the flood that took place down there, and you'll see it's, everywhere there's a structure, it's underwater, and then there's also chunks. I also have a historic flooding of the Lower Canada River, going back to, I think it just goes back 1947, where that area, 1937, where that area had come above the banks of Canada River. So it does flood, and I did. In the beginning, I said we experienced harsh winters here in North Dakota. Before any snow came, I knew that, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad. So I'll ask maybe LaDonna and Chase and whoever you guys can identify, Paula, to speak on behalf of the camps. And those are just the concerns that this tribal council has. And we had discussion about this yesterday in our tribal council meeting. We're not trying to create a war. We're not trying to fight amongst each other. We're trying to keep unity. That's what made this movement so powerful, was the unity in prayer. And the purpose, I feel, was served. We changed history. I see some real benefits, some real wins. So we just have to make sure that we don't lose those, because it can go away in no time. So I'll start this way. I'll go to my right. Cody and then the council will say anything they can. And then we'll ask Paula, Chase, and LaDonna to come up. Address any of the concerns that the leadership has from the camp, and address any chaos that you may hear. That's not true. So I'll go ahead, Cody, I'll let you go, and then we'll just go down the line.
Thank you, Chairman. Just to let you know, once again, my name is, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Cody Two Bears. I'm the councilman for the Cannonball community, which is where everything's at the camps and where everything's been happening the past 6 months. I just kind of wanted to say a few words to everyone out there that, I have to deal with the day-to-day stuff in Cannonball, the issues that arise there that come. the influx that has happened there with the people coming and our membership, we're being used to our visitors. So I've been reminded each and every week to, hey, don't forget about us. Remember, we're still here. We live here, especially in Cannonball. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. And that Cannonball is a small community. I thought they did an excellent job on hosting everyone from around the world. Had a lot of different visitors come. And I just want to share some of the realistic realities that are out there today. And why I think Cannonball made this motion at this district meeting, which was held on December 14th at the community center in Cannonball. I think some of the issues from what I received was just lack of communication. Like Chairman was saying, the gayapi, the rumors that are happening out there. Well, Cannonball has opened up their community to you guys, but in an instance where I don't think they're getting enough information back to them on what's going on and what's happening in these camps. And that's including all the camps. I think they need to be updated at least once a month at their district meetings where all our membership are there to inform them what's going on. Because like everyone else on Facebook, they hear things. They don't know if it's true or not. They hear acts of violence that are happening. They hear of alcohol and things happening in these different places. And that concerns them because like any other community, we have elderly, we have youth in our communities. And when you have an influx of people coming from all over the world, we don't know anybody's history or background. So that can be fearful to a community. We all understand that. We all have a home. And we protect our home. We always know who's coming in, who's coming out, where we all live, where we all come from. So that's kind of why I wanted to share a few of those comments. And also I wanted to share a few more statistics that's been happening lately. And I think that needs to be resolved within the camp leaders. But there's been a lot of increase in alcohol and incidents that have happened in the recent weeks and months. Our casino has been seeing an increase of alcohol incidents also. And that's just it's a reality that we have to face and understand that it's happening with our visitors here. And I want to share that particular message to the camp leaders because it's a concern. And we all know it's there. We all know it's real. I know sometimes we try to put it on the back burner. But we have to face that and know that this is happening. What's really happening out there? What's going on? And I think that's what should be afforded to my community in Cannonball is they need to know what's going on a month-to-month basis because if they're going to open up their facilities, they're going to open up their homes to you guys, but yet they're not in the loop on what's really going on, it could be a problem. And that could be a trust issue there on not knowing what's happening. So I think, to me, that's the concern moving forward for my community in Cannonball is I thought they've been really great hosts. But I just think there needs to be more communication involved at a month-to-month basis on what's happening in these camps. Because they hear one thing and then hear another, they don't know what's true, what's not, and it makes them worried. And it makes them unstable, which is normal. That's how communication works. If you don't have communication, all these things kind of fall apart. But, me as a council person sitting in this position, I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking for a group of people that elected me into this position. So when, there's rumors about me out there saying that the Cannonball district rep is after the camps or, he wants them to go away or, they're specifically pointing at me, things like that. They're calling me a sellout. I just kind of want to tell you my background, my history is I was raised the right way, from my grandmas and, everything I do and everything I approach comes from the heart. That's what I was always told. Always do the right thing and make it come from the heart. And I just want to share you with that all these rumors you're seeing about these council people sitting around the table, I can honestly tell you that I've been working with them, since this whole thing started. And to us, it's not about money. It's never been about money. It's always been about doing the right thing and protecting and preserving what we have for our future generations. That's always been the most important thing moving forward, and we can all understand that. We can all relate to that it's not about money. If you know the tribe's history in the Oceti Sakowin, you'll understand and know of that. Standing Rock and a lot of the other sister tribes has never sold out, not once, and nor will we ever sell out. So when you hear these rumors out there of what our tribe, you think our tribe's doing, or like the chairman said about his home, or down in Florida, you're giving us money, that's all lies, because if you know our history, and I encourage you to know our history in Standing Rock. All you visitors, learn it. Then you have a better understanding of why we will never sell out as a people. Why we'll never take money. Because the government tried to give our people millions and millions of dollars for our Black Hills, which is still sitting in the account today. But our people has never taken that. So what makes you think we're going to take money today? So those are the things you guys got to understand and realize. That I'm here to speak for a specific group of people. And I know a lot of you sitting in here today are not enrolled members. And I continue and stress everyone that has come that in our Indian way, you know, we always welcome people in. We'll give our last $10 if we had it to take care of somebody. I think that's what's been happening lately. But I think what needs to happen moving forward is just a lot more communication on what's really going on out there, because, you know, like the chairman said, we've had several different camp leaders that have come, gone, and not knowing who's in charge, you know, and things like that. And you know, if there's any possibility that whoever the camp leaders are moving forward is to continue to have that open communication with the Kennebunk community, the members, the officers there, and come to the meeting there. I'm not asking everyone to come, just asking the camp leaders to come and give an update on what's going on. The state of North Dakota has, I think we've gotten pretty close to 60 inches of snow, I think so far, which is, if it didn't already set a record, it's coming close to that record amount, and we're still having more snow come. I heard it's supposed to snow again on Monday or Tuesday. So safety is a big concern out there, and I totally understand that the people that are here are supposed to be self-sufficient, but that's not the case. And I can honestly tell you that because there's been people that approached our community in Canada asking for gas money, asking for resources from them to say, hey, I need to get home, or hey, I need food, or hey, I don't have this or that. And they're trying to use our community resources, which are very, very limited on for our own members. So I know that's out there, that is happening. It's been reported. And I just want to continue to let you know that, you know, I'm not here to micromanage anyone. I'm not here to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do. I'm just saying that if you're going to be here, you know, just respect your surroundings and respect and know, you know, where you're at. And that's Cannonball, that's on Standing Rock. And when people said stand with Standing Rock, you know, that's true. You know, just respect that and know that. Because I don't want to put this out there because I know all these cameras are up and Facebook's out there, but you know, with that blockade being up there, it's hurting our people economically. Moving forward, we don't know how long it's going to take for us to come out of that. And with the drug and alcohol increase these last months, it's been an issue. We all know that. We all know what's happening today. It's happening and we've seen it. But what are we doing about it? So, you know, that's where I think Kennebunk community is coming from, is that just need more communication. You know, and we can't put all the blame on Kennebunk because they've been, like I said, been above and beyond excellent up to this point. And I just think they just need to be informed a little bit more moving forward. And we will have our district meetings usually the third Wednesday of every month. And we're not asking everyone to come. We're just asking the camp leaders to try to be there as much as possible. And if you can communicate with me, get my information before you leave here, I can definitely let you know if those dates change month to month. But moving forward, I think there just needs to be more communication on from the Kennebunk community aspect and what's going on in the camps. Because like I said, the Kennebunk community has opened up everything as far as the facilities, showers, internet, you know, their gym, and a lot of our resources to be able to provide for you guys, our visitors. So definitely, but thank you, like I said, for all the support. This is unprecedented on what we're seeing today. and what this movement has caused is unity, and we have to continue to move forward in unity. And always remember that's the most important thing, is if we want to win in anything we do, we have to always come together and work together and communicate together. And that's the most important thing moving forward. So, like I said, I'm not for one particular thing against one thing or the other. I just think that there has to be more communication moving forward. Thank you.
I think it's important that we have this meeting, and I just want to thank you for all the leadership that you've provided over the last 6 months, the last 10 months. It's been something historic, something monumental, something unprecedented to have this many Native nations gathering at the confluence of the Cannonball and Missouri rivers. This is something that was in Tecumseh's vision, something that was in Pontiac's vision, something that was in Sitting Bull's vision, of everybody who's paying attention in the world. In the beginning, the struggle was just about clean water, whether or not our children were going to have access to clean drinking water from this point into the next 1,000 years. And that reason alone was enough for people to take a stand and to lay their lives, their potential liberty, indeed their limbs and their livelihood on the line in that sacrifice that we called for, that our youth called for. It quickly transformed into a liberation camp to protect the original inherent sovereign authority of our people to determine our own destiny. The likes we haven't seen since 1973 and during that time period immediately following. It's very important to say that because as Native nations, we have done nothing but try to protect our inherent authorities, which have been continuously eroded by the set of institutions that were imposed on us and perpetrated on us in genocidal fashion over the last 5 centuries, with the explicit aim to expropriate our nations, to subdue us as humans, and to hold us in a state of tutelage, a state of bondage, and a state of guardianship, which exists this day between the United States and our Native nations. It also transformed into a demand for a clean energy economy, now a just transition for the globe, and indeed that's why the people are paying attention. There's been a lot of changes. We understand your concerns, most definitely, because I'm from here. I understand that we need to have that road open. That's paramount. And that, I believe that was the intention of the governor in the beginning, was to impose economic sanctions. Because when we really think about what the governor has done over the last 6 months, when we think about what the state has done, the collusion between the media, the legislators, the governor, law enforcement, who we're supposed to trust to uphold constitutional rights, civil rights, and human rights, it's clear that they do not respect our right to determine our destiny. They are comfortable with us living in a state of second-class citizenhood. They are comfortable with us as a stateless people in our own country, in our own nation. They are comfortable coming here, collecting taxes that they have no right to collect. They're comfortable controlling hunting and fishing jurisdiction over a river and territory that they have no right to assert their jurisdiction over. And this struggle is now bigger than any of those original concerns, because now we have a president who is indicating that he's willing to pursue fascist or authoritarian methods. And now more than ever, the fight is going to come right here to Standing Rock again. And we are prepared for it. We are glad to hear that you support the effort of, certain efforts indeed this struggle would not have been here unless you took the leadership role that you did over the past months. And so, yeah, that's right, 2 years. And so, having said that, I think we're going to find out what sovereignty really means with a Trump administration, because everything that we've done is to redistribute rations for the last 130 years. That's what we've done. We've redistributed rations. And we're going to find out if we can provide energy security, water security, food security, and shelter for our own people. Because Trump and a Republican Congress could likely terminate us. All of our dollars, our U.S. currency that flows through here, derives from the federal regime, including our right to game, our right to own our own casino. So now more than ever, we need to be willing to defend against those transgressions that are likely coming, no doubt. Lastly, I don't want to take up people's time because Indians like to talk a lot, and I don't like that. But we need help. There are demands that the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and other IRA governments are better positioned to articulate, like a treaty claim, like a treaty stance. There needs to be a treaty stance communicated by the Standing Rock tribal government or the Cheyenne River tribal government, Oglala, Rosebud, somebody, preferably all together, explaining what our demands are, what our positions are, because we have not asserted ourselves in this territory since 1889. We need that roadblock gone, and we need the pipeline gone. And we also need Morton County held accountable for the egregious human, civil, and constitutional rights violations that they've committed and that they've lied about. We are also on the same page in terms of the sanitation concerns, the human and solid waste concerns. We're trying to take care of those. We're going to need your help in that respect. We're on the same page in terms of a move. People have to get to high ground. There's no way around that. And we don't want the water contaminated either. That's why we're there fighting the pipeline. We respect the vets. We respect the people who've sacrificed, but these people behind us have also sacrificed. There are 570 people who've sacrificed for our rights to clean water, our treaty rights, our ability to assert our international personality in 2016, which is something that might not ever come again. We may never get this opportunity again. So we just need to take it for what it is. It's a very heavy situation. I fully understand and appreciate where you're coming from, where Councilman Two Bears is coming from, where the people that live here are coming from, because it's hard. It's been hard on us. But for some reason, we have this responsibility right now. And all I'm trying to do is make sure that the needs, the safety, everything is provided for the camp, as many other people have done way before I joined this struggle. So I just want to take up that amount of your time. There are things that we need that I think should be coming from your guys' positions. Thank you, Chairman.
Good morning, Council. I just want to thank you so much for the invitation for our leaders to come here and share with you and start to a dialogue between us so we can work together on the safety for the people. And first of all, I'd just like to thank all of you and for the opportunity for all of us to be here. You know, we're all human beings. We know what it means to be a human being, to be a mother, to be a father, to be a good relative. And that is why we're all sitting here. We came to help. We answered the call to come here, support our relatives and Standing Rock. And my name is Paula Antoine, and I'm Sichungu. I'm a council-appointed organizer for the Sichungu Camp. I've been at different levels of this fight over the past 3 years, 2.5 years. Our tribe intervened We also participated in different levels of attempts at tribal consultation through the Section 106 process in our CIPO office. We've also participated in the South Dakota Public Utilities and at other levels in dealing with the DAPL permits. But the most important thing that we participated in is at the spiritual level, which was the spiritual camp. We had our spiritual camp in Rosewood for KXL, and we knew that this was the only way that we were going to stop it together, is through prayer and joining our prayers. And now we have the backing of almost the entire world, because this movement that began on Standing Rock does not belong to Standing Rock. This is a movement for Minnewatroni, for the water, for all human beings. We are here together, and we will, and we want to work with the Tribal Council and other people and organizations around the world to ensure that our children do have clean water and that our land is protected, and the people that have sacrificed up until this point, that they do receive justice, and that our children are ensured that their water is clean. And I admire the people here in Standing Rock for being able to stand here and be overwhelmed with the outpouring of prayers of people that are coming, the thousands and thousands of prayers and all the energy that's being directed here right now. We need to channel that energy. We need to move that energy in a positive way for all of us. And there are a lot of concerns. You know, one of the main concerns that we came here for is for the safety of our people, for the well-being of our children and our future generations. And we have recognized that there's a lot of issues that have happened with these camps. And I'm not going to be the last one to say that. There's a lot of things that we need to work on. And none of us have done this ever. Not in any of our lifetimes that we've ever had the opportunity to come together and to be able to direct our energies and our focuses to one cause. And the global movement that has started here, it's important that we keep this momentum going, and that humanness that we all are feeling right now, and to maintain that love and that respect for each other. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the different levels that are happening. That I'm not sure if the people on, the Tribal Council realizes how intensely and how often and how many meetings and planning sessions that we have had at the camp. There are so many different levels. We have the legal level, and there are different components in that legal component. There are the criminal charges, and you are well aware of the civil actions that are being taken. And at the camp operation level, there's a lot of things that are happening there. And we have reached out to each other, and we are trying to combine our resources so we can reach out. And our main concern is feeding and making sure our people are safe and healthy with camp. And the Oceti Sakowin Camp has been supporting people in their desire to go home. I heard a few questions from some of the tribal councils saying that wanting to know where there are resources, how we can get people home. There has been many thousands of dollars that have been used already to help people get home, to help people who are sick or who do need to go home to see their families, to be able to have that opportunity to get there. And I just wanted to say a special thank you to Cody and his district for opening up Cannonball Rec Center, because without that, I think during the last storms that, it could have been a lot worse for many people if that recreation center wasn't made available to the campers, and I thank you for that. And I just also wanted to point out that during the district meetings, there are representatives that do attend them district meetings, and I'm not sure if he's in the room. Johnny, he's one of our people that have consistently attended them meetings and tried to work out, with the district to make sure that they are aware of what's going on within the camps. And we appreciate the space that's being offered there for the media, because without that media, none of these people would be there. We would not have the eye of the world upon us right now without that social media and without that media. It is good and it is bad, but we need to use that to our advantage right now and get that word out about what is happening to our people and what is happening to the water. But I just wanted to thank Cannonball for allowing us that opportunity.
Martin County needs to be held accountable. Morton County needs to be held accountable for the economic damage they have done to the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. We need to file against Morton County for the economic damage to our nation. But they also need to be filed for the physical injuries that we have individuals who will have these injuries for the rest of their lives. Morton County needs to be held accountable. And I don't mean that to say in a mean way, I'm just saying that's justice. And we are supposed to be standing up for justice. And right now, what's happening with Martin County is injustice. As you know, we've had ACLU, Amnesty International, the UN, which will be back here on, I think, on the 20th, 21st again, looking at the injustices that are happening right now on the ground. And so, as they hold Standing Rock an economic hostage, and that's what they're doing, economic hostage, we need to be able to file against them, because it is purposely done. It is something that Standing Rock should not stand for. I'm just saying. So with Sacred Stone, I know that with our dear Cannonball District, Patty Kelly made a motion to close Sacred Stone. I was like, oh, that's nice. So we did file in the state of North Dakota as a viable business. So we do have our 501c3 being prepared. And we do hope to open in 2017 to be a total green energy camp to teach people how to live on the earth again. We have now established a tower that will be built to provide Cannonball District with cell phone and internet service along with the camp. We have bought 10 tiny houses, 3 Quonset buildings. One will be our dormitory, one will be the dining room, and the other one will be for the equipment. We have just finished our modern kitchen. Everything is built on top of the ground so that it can be moved. We tried to get everything and anything that was not in the ground so we did not cause problems to the earth. And our school building that is now open as of January 2nd is Hay Bale School, amazing structure. It is so cool because you go in there and start a fire and it heats all the walls all the way around. So we're trying to look at all green energy to teach the people how to live on the earth. So I don't consider Sacred Stone a protest camp. I consider Sacred Stone a cultural camp. And we have been planning for winter since July. We have set up our systems, our programs. We bought our own tractor and plow so we can plow our own roads. And our yurks, we now are in possession of 40 yurks that we bought, 40 teepees, 20 on the ground, probably did our own, because we want traditional housing. And so, and the other thing that we plan to do is do training. I'm working with the Indigenous Youth Council to have them become the teachers at the camp. So we do have a long-term goal. We do have 3 greenhouses that have now been built, along with the whole program of setting up organic farming. I'm hoping that everything that we do is for the community of Cannonball, to provide services, food, supplies, and resources to the green energy for the community.